Good noon, all of you. Good afternoon. Hello, boss. Hi, Varun. Good noon. Let's see who else is here. Hi, Dharmi. Good noon. Good noon, Sanil. I welcome all of you to BYJU'S exam prep, and I welcome you to this session called Top 15 Grammar Rules. This will serve as an excellent grammar revision for those of you whose exams are near, case in point MA at CT, and it will also serve as a good base for those of you who basically want to know what are the important rules, what are those rules that carry, let's say, relatively greater importance. That's an important concern with students. What is more important in grammar? So, with that in mind, we have actually started this series of sorts. Today is part 1, and we look at some 15 grammar rules today through questions. Again, in our coming sessions, again we'll look at 15 odd rules for 3 sessions, I believe. Right? There are 3 parts to this. So, right, I welcome you again. Some of you have just joined. Good noon, Madhura, Omkar, Kajal, Pranali. Hi, Shaina. Hi, Kashish. Thank you so much. A good start to my weekend too, to have a session with you all. Hi Surabhi, hi Yash, good noon Swagat, hi Aditya, good noon, hello Priya, hi Bharti, hi Anuja. Okay, so now as I told you that the focus today is to talk to you about grammar rules through questions. Okay, so anything that I do, I like to do it through questions because ultimately in the exam you will be solving questions, right? So again, the effort has been to introduce you to multiple question types. So error spotting, fill in the blank, sentence improvement, etc., etc. Those question types we will cover today. Okay. Anything that is not clear to you, you can ask me in between, okay, and we can discuss it there and then. No need to carry your queries to the end, right? So with this, yes, before I begin, very important. So our All India CAT mock is live till 21st, that is tomorrow, right? So in case some of you have not taken it and you are taking CAT, then I think it's high time you should take it, and it's the weekend, so you have time also, right? It'll actually help you. I mean, I think I'm tired of saying the words I can't emphasize enough. I can't tell you how important mock taking is for evolving a strategy. I've been saying this to students over the years now, and it actually will help you to know where you stand, what are your strengths. Sometimes we find unexpected strengths when we actually take a mock, right? So do take it, and you will get question wise video solutions for this mock by Gautam Baba sir, right? So I think it'll be really good for you if you take this. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you so much, Vicky. That means so much actually because it's mutual. Okay, I also wait for 12. So it's really nice to know that you guys also share this feeling. Okay, so fill in the blanks. This is our first question, and it's a very important rule and comes as a cultural shock to a lot of students. So tell me the answer for this one. Fill in the blanks. This is relevant for all the exams, what we are doing today, all the non-CAT exams, even for CAT, okay, it will help you. Okay, all right. Yes, there will be sessions for NMAT also. So as various exams approach, we will have specific sessions for all the exams, okay. This is a comprehensive MBA preparation channel. So NMAT, ZAT, IIFT, SNAP, you name the exam and we are going to have sessions for those, right? So A or B, all right. Okay. So, a lot of you are saying A, which is a little surprising because we have done this rule earlier. So, this is actually a revision of sorts for a lot of you. So, comparison, right? We are comparing here. What are we comparing? She. A pronoun, we are comparing she with another pronoun here, right? So, this rule is actually about pronoun comparison. Now, uh, there is no action happening in this sentence. Is the verb, right? No action happening. So in a way, I can write she is better than. So if I have to represent it mathematically, she is better than, and I'm comparing a subject pronoun. This is called a subjective pronoun, isn't it? It serves as a subject of a sentence. So if there is no action happening, there is no concept of object also. Object is what is the receiver of the action. No action happening in this sentence. Is the verb, right? So she should be compared with I or me. A subjective pronoun when there is no action happening in the sentence, so there's no concept of an object. How can it be compared to an objective pronoun? It should be compared to a subjective pronoun only. Okay, so she thinks that she is better than I. The am is implied here, and that is why it is skipped. The am is implied, and that is why it is skipped. So English is a little weird in some ways. This is one of those ways where am can be skipped, but me is incorrect. In our common usage, you will not see people saying I. In our conversations, we rarely say I, because in informal English, in spoken English, in usage-based English, it is acceptable to say me. However, standard British English says that logically it should be I. Okay, and now you know the rule behind it also, right? So I hope subject का comparison, yes, absolutely correct Anuja. Subject का comparison subject से ही होगा. Yes. So so when Al Pacino was actually saying this, Al Pacino didn't care about grammar, neither did we when we were watching the movie, isn't it? So that is why he said this. Yes, Samarth. So IPMAT also asks you grammar, right? So this is helpful for that as well. IPMAT is an undergrad exam for those of you who don't know, right? Uh, Okay, so I hope this is clear to you. And anyway, if let's say you don't want to understand it through grammar, what I just explained to you was pure grammar, subjective pronoun, subjective pronoun. If you want to think about it logically also, then logically these are the thoughts that must have run in your head. She is good. She is good. Okay. Let's just look at this part. This is the clause that we are concerned with right now. Then one thought must have occurred to you. Oh, I am also good. Okay, she is good, I am good, but she is better now because you're comparing. You are now comparing the two ideas. She is better than, and you just take this part to that sentence. She is better than I am, right? So logically also you would not have thought me am good, right? I am good. So B is the answer. Will this come in CET? How can I guarantee this? I haven't made the paper, but yes, it's a very important concept, pronoun comparison. So they run faster than we, not they run faster than us, right? He is taller than she, not he is taller than her. So yes, these such questions can come in the exam, right? Now coming to our next question. Let's see what you say here. Great, Hardik. So sometimes I tend to over-explain. That's there with me. I always feel it's better to over-explain than under-explain. Thank you, Pramod. Thank you. All right. C, B. Okay. All right. That's okay, Om. Welcome to the session. Tell me the answer for this one. Okay, B, C. All right. B versus C. That's what I'm actually getting here. Yes, enjoying the session. Hit the like button. Listen to BYJU'S exam prep. Okay. B, C. Okay, all right, all right, all right. I've got the pattern now. It's B versus C. Now, it's a very common error that people make, and that's why I thought to frame a question on this. Right now, this is two does not fit at all because I'm saying this is right. That means I'm talking about one thing. Subject verb agreement. When I say is, that means I'm talking about one thing. So two does not fit here in any circumstance. Similarly, when I say ones, ones means plural. Okay. So, those are the ones. Those are the ones that I was talking about. Those are the ones, right? So, or they are the ones who are responsible. If I say that. So, ones refer to wo log in a way, right? So, ones again is plural and cannot come here. It has to be between B and C. Now, when you say one, this is one of my favorite. So the moment you say of, that means you are referring to a larger pool here, right? So I have some favorite songs. This is one of them. You will say this only, no, this is one of them. You'll never say this is one of it. Okay, this is one of it is wrong, right? You will say this is one of them. So why them? Because you have, let's say, some 5-6 favorite songs. Now this is one of them, right? So songs should come here, not song. All right. C is the answer. Hope this is clear to everybody. This is one of my favorite songs. She is one of my best friends. Okay, friends, songs, plural, after one of. Okay, so this is the rule that you need to remember. What happens when I say one of? Now, coming to the third one, this is the fill in the blank question for you. A conversation is happening between X and Y. X asks Y, which cafe would you like to go to? Y says, either of them dash fine. So, please complete Y's conversation. Thank you so much, Vicky. The last week, should we revise the topic separately or go for mocks or a balance of both? So Sanil, just those revise those formulae or go for those topics that you think you need a revision for, that you may have forgotten, right? Otherwise, mocks, right? Just take a mock and analyze it. It's 20th, no? In case your exam is on 25, then yes, you can take one more mock and analyze it. Okay. BA, all right, but I'm getting quite a few B's here. That's heartening to see. Thank you, Pooja. Thank you so much. All right. So, either of them, when I just say either, okay, either as a pronoun is singular, right? So, are, were automatically eliminated. And am is used with I only. There is no I here, eliminated. Either of them is fine. Okay, either of them is fine. Either, neither, when they're used as pronouns. How are they pronouns? Because when you say either, you are referring to the cafe. One by one, you're referring to the cafe. Koi sa bhi cafe chalega. That's what you mean, right? So that's how it's a pronoun. And as pronouns, either and neither are always singular. Okay. So if you remember, those of you who attended my previous sessions, I often give this example. Either of the roads, what will it be? Leads to my house or lead to my house? So when I say either, I basically mean koi si bhi road. Okay, so I'm referring to them one by one, and that is why the verb needs to be singular. It needs to be leads. All right? Absolutely correct. Okay, yes, Vicky, absolutely. Okay, so leads. Now, this is about just either and just neither. We will shortly see what happens if it's either or neither nor. I haven't discussed that. Either or neither nor. We'll see it shortly. Okay, right. Now, leads, not lead. Lead is plural. Lead is plural. Okay, leads. Leads to my house. कोई सी भी रोड ले लो मेरे ही घर आएगी. आएगी, not आएंगी. Okay, let's say some of you understand it better in Hindi. So either is singular and it should be leads. Now, because one of you asked this question yesterday, okay, when to use have had, when to use had, that's why I thought to include a question on this. Although we have had a discussion on this earlier as well, but yes, we'll discuss it again. A, B, D, E, okay, all right, A, B, D, E, E, okay, no error. Yes, Jay, absolutely. Sometimes we get confused in this. For now, you can skip this, yes, but it's not grammatically incorrect, so to say, isn't it? I think enough for now. Don't we say this? Enough for now. So I understand that even if you tell someone enough, the person will understand the context. Okay, but when you say enough for now, you are indicating that okay, we may have a discussion on this in future. For now it's enough, right? So it's not completely redundant as such. No grammatical error in for now. So this is a correct sentence. Is the answer. No error here. No error. Absolutely no error. So those who said E, very happy. That is the answer. And some of you identified that. Now let's discuss have had and had because one of you asked it in the last lab session yesterday. So, okay. So have had. First of all, we need to understand what does this verb have mean, right? So all of you, because you have studied verbs in your junior classes as well, we know that there are two types of verbs, main verbs and helping verbs. Yes, main and helping. So what's the difference? Helping verbs help other verbs. They are auxiliary, they are extra, right? So for instance, when I say I have eaten, when I say that I have eaten, my main action is eaten only. Eaten is my main verb. Have is just helping this eaten to basically convey the tense. To convey the tense. So it is helping. So have is a verb that can act as both a main verb as well as a helping verb. Right? So here is an example of it acting as a helping verb. Right? When you use it to aid a tense. Right? To help a tense. How can I use it as a main verb? I have a laptop. I have a laptop. What I mean to say here is, see, no other verb, isn't it? I have a laptop. No other verb here. I mean to say that I own a laptop. I possess a laptop. So that's why I have a laptop. So as a main verb, have has multiple meanings, right? We need to know all these meanings. What are these? Own, possess, eat. Okay, I am having lunch right now. I am having lunch right now. So eat, right? Experience. Oh, I am having a good time. I am having the time of my life, right? To experience something, to eat something. Okay, to participate in, to indulge in, to do something. Okay, so basically to do something. For instance, we are having a discussion. So we are currently doing a discussion, so to say, right? So these are some of the meanings of have. Clear to everybody? As a main verb, these are some of the meanings. Okay. So Deshmukh is carrying me, right? Now, when do we use these together? We use these together, have and had and had and had, when one of them is a helping verb and one of them is the main verb. One of them is a helping verb, one is the main verb. So for instance, if I just told you that have means to eat also. So if instead of this eaten, I decide कि चलो eat verb use नहीं करते हैं, have ही कर लेते हैं दोबारा से. So I have had my lunch. Instead of writing eaten here, I can say I have had my lunch. And this is correct. I have had my lunch. I have eaten my lunch. मैं खाना खा चुकी हूँ. ठीक है, मैं lunch खा चुकी हूँ अपना. That's the meaning. Clear to everybody? Now, similarly, doing a discussion. We have had this discussion. We have had this discussion. So, we have had here means we have done this discussion. We have had this discussion. ये बात हो चुकी है, ये discussion हो चुकी है. Right? So, in this sense, we can use it. So, we have had enough discussion on this topic for now. I think अभी के लिए enough discussion हो चुकी है. ठीक है, अभी के लिए इनफ डिस्कशन हम कर चुके हैं, बाकी बाद में करेंगे. That is what this sentence means. So no error here, right? So the use of have had, I hope, is clear to everybody. All right, all right. And now let's look at had. ये कुछ नहीं है, बस past tense है have had का, right? So if let's say when I say I have had my lunch, I mean अभी मैं खाना खा चुकी हूँ, मैं खाना खा चुकी हूँ. But let's say I want to convey to you that in the past मैं खाना खा चुकी थी. If I want to convey that, so I would say I had, let's use eaten first. I had eaten my lunch when my mom arrived. when my mom arrived, right? So when she arrived, I had eaten, I had finished my lunch. So instead of eaten, I can use had again, because that's the third form of have na. Third form use kar rahe hain hum yahan pe verb ki, so the third form is had only. So I had my lunch when my mom arrived, right? Similarly, we had this discussion, we had finished this discussion, we had already had this discussion when she came, when she entered the room, when she entered the room. तो जब तक वो रूम में आई थी तब तक हम ये डिस्कशन कर चुके थे, when she entered the room. I hope it is clear to everybody now. ठीक है? Okay, perfect, perfect. So this is the use of have had and had had. It's not complicated at all. It's just that the repetition makes it look scary, but it's not scary at all. Helping verb plus main verb. That's what you need to remember, right? Okay. Now let's have a look at this one. Again, we have done this. So for those of you who have attended my grammar sessions regularly, this will be a revision of sorts for you, right? Just I have just picked up some of the major rules from what all we have discussed. Okay. We had this discussion before. We've had this discussion. Actually, Sanil, when I say we had na, when I say we had, I have to follow it with a second action. We had finished this discussion. We had this discussion when something else happened. So anyway, you can't use before there. You have to give a second action there, right? But if I want to say we have had this discussion earlier, we have had this discussion. Yes, earlier is correct with it. We have had done this discussion earlier also, right? Okay, so some of you say D, some of you say C. All right. Okay, all right. So let's have a look at this. So I gave whomever on purpose. Basically, the rule that I want to explain to you is who versus whom, right? Now, this rule, we need to understand that this is applicable to whoever, whomever also, right? It is also applicable to whosoever and whomsoever also. Whosoever and whomsoever also, right? Also, another thing, both of these mean the same. Whomever and whoever and whosoever, absolutely the same. Whomever and whomsoever, absolutely the same. No difference in meaning, right? Okay. So basically, it comes down to whether I should write whomever here or not. The answer is no, I shouldn't. I should write whoever. C is the correct answer here, right? For and since concept. Okay, all right. I'll explain that home. This here, C is erroneous. It should be whoever is willing to listen. Why? Again, let's go by the simple rule. By the simple rule. What do I tell you? That look at this fragment. This clause actually. It's a clause where we have a subject and a verb both. Right? So, if you look at this part and you look at it like a question and try to answer it, what will the answer be? He is willing to listen or him is willing to listen? What will you say? He is willing to listen or him is willing to listen? You will say he, isn't it? So if it's he, it has to be who. If it's him, it has to be whom. A very simple rule. Him, whom, common, he, who. So because it's going to be he here, it should be whoever, not whomever. Right? That's the error here. Is this clear to everybody? Yes, absolutely correct. Hardik, all of you are. Yes, Aishwarya, yes. So let's have a look at who versus whom. It's a very easy concept actually. Uh, a lot of students answer it intuitively, but there's a very simple rule here. Okay, if I say that uh, I met the man, I met the man who or whom uh, saved my life. or had saved my life. Let's say earlier he had saved her life. Okay. So now you have to just look at this part, the part after who or whom, which is called the relative clause. That's the formal name for it. Okay. Because who and whom here are relative pronouns. So dash had saved my life. Just look at it like a question and your answer will be he had saved my life. So your question then should be who. It should not be whom, right? Then if I say that he is the employee who or whom you gave the responsibility. You gave that responsibility, right? So again, what will I do? I will look at the relative clause. This is the relative clause, right? Again, I will look at it like a question. I'll try to answer it. Dash gave you that responsibility. Okay, sorry, dash, you gave that responsibility. So you gave that responsibility to him or to he. You gave, you is the subject here. I already have a subject. You gave that responsibility to he or him. You'll obviously say to him. So it will be whom here. I hope this is clear now. All right. Perfect. Perfect. Who had saved my life and whom you gave that responsibility. That's how who and whom works. Right? So the answer here was C. C was erroneous and the concept involved was who versus whom. Okay. All right. Now, since and for, because one of you have asked this, since, for. Now, see this. When I say since, that means I'm looking at the starting point. Since means I'm looking at some point, the starting point of the action. Okay, the starting point of the action. So for instance, I have been swimming since 2001. Right? So I'll say, so 2001 is the starting point, right? So for a point of time, you use since. Okay. Then one more thing is that it's not that since by default means that you will use the perfect continuous. It's a hint, but it actually works with the perfect tense also. So since and for are hints that the perfect tense will be used. It could be just the perfect tense or it could be perfect continuous, right? So for instance, I could say I have been married since 2019. Right. So again, here I haven't used the perfect continuous. I have used simple, basically just the perfect tense, right? Present perfect, not present perfect continuous. And why here? Because there's a practical difficulty. I can't say I have been marrying since 2019. That would mean that I have been marrying different people since 2019, right? So anyway, I have to say I have been married. So hope this makes sense. When I say since, I talk about a point of time, right? This does not mean it has to be a year only. It could be, let's say, 2 p.m. That's also a point of time, right? It could be, let's say, since the last summer, right? So here I'm using the last summer as a point of time, right? So it does not have to be just a year. I hope this makes sense. But in all the cases, I'm giving a starting point. For, on the other hand, does not give a starting point. For gives an entire duration. Okay, it gives an entire duration to you. So for instance, here I'll say for 3.5 years. Now I'm giving you the entire duration, right? For, please calculate, for the last 22 years, right? 21 years, whatever, right? So I am now giving you an entire duration here for 5 hours. So that's the difference between since and for. I hope this is clear to you. We have no ICC trophy since 2013, since 2019. Kohli didn't score a century. Will I say that? Kohli didn't or Kohli hasn't scored a century since 2019. Perfect tense, has not scored a century. Okay. Okay. I have been dancing since 2007. Absolutely correct. I have been preparing for MBA CET for 1.5 years now. Okay. Then you are doing is wrong, Mohit. You have been doing this. You have been doing this stream since 12 p.m. You have been taking this lecture since 12 p.m. Okay. Not are. This is a common error. Okay. All right. All right. I hope this is clear. Since and from, but if from is not used for a duration, for is used for a duration. Okay, and you will not say from 2001. That is incorrect. You will say since 2001. Okay, you can't say I've been swimming from 2001. No, since is the appropriate term. Okay, so I hope this is clear now. We've done an extra rule, a bonus rule. Now, since since Sham, it has to be for the last 1.5 years. For the last 1.5 years. It's a duration 1.5 years. This is a question that we've already done. Okay, I covered it with you in another session, but it has some important concepts which I wanted to just quickly revise with you. So tell me which part here has an error, and multiple parts here could have errors. See, multiple parts could be erroneous. It's the type of question that we did yesterday in the last lab. For 22 years. Yes, Rohan. Yes, Prasad. Correct. Grammatically. Okay. Let's see what you say. Let's see who gives me the correct answer. No, since gives you the starting point only, Anush. Since gives you just the starting point. Anush, from and since, as I told you, that for a starting point, you should give since only. You should write since only. Okay. It's starting at 12:30, Hardik. B, okay. B, E, okay. Multiple responses. B, C, D. Jay says B, C, D. That's B, Bangalore. Okay. So, happy to see that some of you have given me the correct answer, which is B, C, and D. Okay. B, Bangalore. So, let's have a look. Though he was supposed to go there, it will not be by the 7:30 bus. Okay. When I mention a specific bus, I do not use by. By is used just to give a means of transport. So I'm going there by car. I'm going there by bus. And nothing comes in between by and the mode of transportation. So by car, by bus, no specification, nothing. Okay. He is coming by plane. Right? By air. We also say by air. Okay. By train. So this by is wrong here. It should rather be on the 7:30 bus. On the 7:30 bus. And is not really required here. Why and? I have given a contrast here already. There is a conjunction already to show contrast and is not required. So C was supposed to have an error anyway. Okay. There by my bike, again, when I say my bike, I've specified the bike. So on my bike. Okay. He ultimately went there on my bike. On the 7:30 bus, on my bike. So B, C, and D. So this is the concept involved here. Yes. Now, one more thing that I want to highlight. Some of you must be wondering, on कैसे use कर रहे हैं? बस के ऊपर बैठ के थोड़ी क्या था? Yes. So on my bike समझ में आता है, हम बाइक के ऊपर बैठते हैं, but why on for bus? So this is how, again, English, as I told you, it's a little tricky. With some modes of transportation, we can use on, but with some we can't. So we cannot say I am on the on that car. Okay, I am in that car. I am currently sitting in that car. Right? So with car, taxi, van, lorry, ambulance, we use in. We can't use on here. With these, we can use in also, on also. With bicycle, bus, No, sorry. With bicycle we can't use in. We have to use on only. Okay, so with these we use on. On so and so bus, on so and so train, on so when specification has been made, we use on with this. Okay, on a specific bicycle, on a specific bus, on a specific train, on a specific ship, on a specific plane. Right? However, if you want to convey that you are inside a bus, you are looking it at as a 3D space and you want to convey कि अभी मैं बस के अंदर हूँ, so then you can use in or inside. Okay, in and inside both work then. All right. On foot, by foot is incorrect. By foot is incorrect. On foot is the idiom. Okay, we never say she's coming by foot. Okay, she's coming on foot. She has traveled on foot. Okay. So yes, we can mention time. The 7:30 bus means the bus that usually comes at 7:30. Okay. All right, all right. Last time when I was traveling by bus. Okay. That's great. That's great. By bus. For on, we can also say on my way. Yes, I am on my way. Okay. Yes. No. By the 7:30 bus, I am traveling. I am going to go. If you want to say that, I will travel. I am traveling by the 7:30 bus. I'm traveling by bus. I am traveling. I'm going to travel on the 7:30 bus, Sanit. I'm going to travel on the 7:30 bus. Right? On the 7:30 bus, not by. When I mention a specific bus, it has to be on. Okay? Uh, for walking, on foot. For walking, it's on foot. So just remember the simple rule. जब हमें mode of transport बताना है, right? When I have to talk about the mode of transport without anything in between, right? When that is the focus, not the time, not a particular type of vehicle, right? Not basically a specific vehicle. That's what I mean. Then we use by. If I specify the vehicle, right, then we use on. Okay. And with certain vehicles, we cannot use on. Which are those? Car, taxi, van, lorry, ambulance. We can't say I am on my friend's car, right? I am in my friend's car. All right. Hope this makes sense. I have been here. I have been here for more than an hour now. Okay. All right. All right. So now coming to this question, which has some multiple rules for you. Yes, it has multiple rules for you. You have to find the correct sentence here. You have to find the correct sentence. Yes. Okay. Hope this is clear to everybody. And I hope you've been enjoying the session. If yes, then please do press the like button. Our team has been telling this to you again and again. Okay. Here you'll learn 3 rules. So let's see what you say for this. Okay. D Delhi. D Delhi. All right. So I'm getting a unanimous D. Okay. Let's have a look. Correct sentence we have to spot. Yes. So that means 4 of them are incorrect. Right. Now, D is what I've got. Any other response? Let me just quickly check. Okay, no, it's D. Okay, all right. Aarti, that could be because in some of your previous year memory-based papers, the connector questions have not been phrased well. I think by connectors you mean the probable starters questions, right? So those haven't really been phrased well from wherever they have been recalled because they are memory-based papers. Because these are simple conjunction questions. Okay, these are simple conjunction questions. So you will be given 2 sentences and you will be asked that how can we join these sentences in the most effective way, right? So sometimes, most of the times, they'll make use of conjunctions. Sometimes we combine them, let's say by making this a phrase and this our main sentence. right? So I was on my way, I met my friend. So on my way, comma, I met my friend. I can join them like this. So I made a phrase out of my first sentence. So this is how we join sentences. Okay, these are probable starters questions, and they are not supposed to be very complicated. What I found out in your previous year papers was that they were not probably recalled well, as they are memory based. They were not written well. The instructions were not clear sometimes. The questions were not clear at times. So it's not your fault. Okay. That's why I didn't cover many of them with you. Okay. Many of the previous year questions with you. A, B, D, C. Okay. I've got everything here. Everything. But primarily you said D. So you're absolutely correct. The pride of lions is marching forward. Pride is a collective noun. Yes. Pride is a collective noun. And whether we have to basically learn here, is a collective noun singular or is it plural, right? So you already know this by now, that a collective noun is usually singular. However, when there is some sort of a disagreement in the group, or there is a focus on individual members, then it becomes plural. Then it becomes plural, right, in these scenarios. So here, if you look at it, the pride of lions is marching forward as a group. There is no disagreement. There is no focus on individual members. So it has to be singular. This is the correct sentence here. All the other four are incorrect, right? Why are they incorrect? Because here, the committee is going to meet the guest of honor individually, right? Individually. So, focus is on the individual members. This should be plural here. This should be plural here. All right. So, that's why this is incorrect. B and C. I actually wrote these sentences to revise the concept of which verse is that with you. Okay, that's the concept involved here. So, dogs which bark scare him. Is this additional piece of information, this part? Or is this a necessary, essential piece of information? It's not that all dogs scare him, right? If I delete this, the sentence's meaning would change, isn't it? So if the meaning of the sentence would change, that means this is essential. So I cannot use which here. Which is only used when the information that is given after it is additional. Here, however, this is essential information, and that's why we should use that. Okay. I hope this is clear. Yes. The jury were divided in their opinion. Yes, yes. What is happening in the chat box? All right, all right. So dogs that bark scare him. Dogs that bark scare him. Right? See, for animals, the pronoun that we use, the relative pronoun that we use is which. Okay, for animals, the relative pronoun that we use is which. Right? However, some people, for their pets, they neither use it, for their pets. In general, for animals, we use it, right? But some people, for their pets, they prefer he or she. Okay, and they, instead of using which, they prefer who. So this is a case that is restricted to pets. Okay, otherwise, in general, when you're talking about an animal, you use it and which. So dogs that bark scare him. That was the concept here, and that should be written here. Okay. Here it is absolutely wrong to write that within and these additive commas, within these parenthetical commas. These parenthetical commas mean, parenthesis matlab brackets. These parenthetical commas means कि information है ही additional. तो जब वो है ही additional, तो you cannot write that at all. It has to be which. Right? I hope this makes sense to you. The moment you see these two commas, no information enclosed in these two commas, that means it's additional information. It has to use which. Right? So, I hope which versus that is clear to you. Yes, yes. Any query ask? Now let's come to much versus many. He is not many of a lawyer. This does not make sense at all. Many of a lawyer. If let's say he's not good at his job, you should say he's not much of a lawyer. It's a derogatory way of saying कि उसको इतना कुछ आता नहीं है as a lawyer, right? It is probably not a good lawyer. So much is the adjective that is required here and not many. Okay, much is the quantifier that is needed. That is not preceded, that is not enclosed in parenthetical commas. Okay, Adinshu, you cannot enclose it in between these two commas. Which, yes, which is used to describe something as a relative pronoun. It carries a description with it. Yes, Victor, you are right. If individually weren't there, then it would be correct. All right. Okay. Any information, any question that I have missed? Any? Okay. All right. No sooner had. Okay. Okay. I'll explain that. These are clear to you. If yes, then please go and press the like button, right? Very little effort required on your part, and do you can comment later on in case you wish something else to be added in these grammar rules, some particular grammar rule that you wish to be covered, okay? Because we are going to have 3 parts, right? And of course, you've subscribed to our channel. I don't need to say that. Look at this sentence improvement question. This is your original sentence. These are your 5 options. And after this, I will explain. I'll give some examples of no sooner had. Okay. Yes. Tell me what the answer for this one should be. Wear a tie much. What does that mean, Jay? Okay. When can we use the ing form other than the continuous tense? Okay. So, Sadashiv, sometimes we use this ing form when we are not using the verb plus ing as a verb actually. That's called a gerund. Okay, so if I say swimming is my hobby, so see swim plus ing I'm using, but it's not a verb. I'm naming my hobby. It's actually a noun. So this is the other circumstance when you can use verb plus ing when you do not mean it as a verb in the continuous tense. I hope this makes sense. C, D, that's what I've got. Okay, let's see this. Let's see this. These two particularly. A also some of you have given me. Okay. So I was expecting this C and D confusion, right? That's why I framed this question like this. My main reason for learning pharmacy was that my brother was 1. So 1 is a pronoun. Yes, my brother was 1. My brother was a pharmacist. That's what I mean to say. Isn't it? But where is the noun pharmacist given anywhere in this sentence? See, we use pronouns because they refer to some nouns. Yes, pronoun ka job hi hai, it is used in place of a noun. It refers to some noun. That noun is called its antecedent. Okay? So, you can use 1 if pharmacist is given earlier, but it's not given earlier. So, how can you use 1? That's the problem. So, E is definitely not the answer. The original sentence is erroneous. My main reason for learning pharmacy was that my brother was inside it. Okay, inside is used to highlight that you are confined in a particular area. You are confined. When I want to highlight that part, that okay, for instance, if I say the gift is inside the box, I'm trying to highlight that it is confined in that area in a way. So was inside it does not fit here. Eliminated. Wrong preposition. My main reason for learning to be pharmacy, how can you become a field? I can't become teaching. I can become a teacher, right? Eliminated. My main reason for learning pharmacy was that my brother was a pharmacist. Now this is absolutely clear. You are learning pharmacy, your brother was a pharmacist. D. Why is D incorrect? Who will tell me? Yes. Why is D incorrect? Tell me. So when I say in that field, which field? That field. That field refers to pharmacy only, no? Where is pharmacy written in this sentence? Pharmacy is not written anywhere in the sentence. So that field refers to pharmacy, but there is no pharmacy word in the previous words, right? So this again is incorrect. Okay, the answer is C. I hope this makes sense to everybody, that whenever we refer to something, the reference should be clear. Okay, so the answer is C here, not D. Every pronoun must have a clear and correct antecedent. This is a pronoun rule. Every pronoun must have a clear and correct antecedent. When you said one, it gave the impression as if pharmacy के लिए one use कर रहे हैं. My brother was not a pharmacy, right? I am not a pharmacy. Here it is clear that I am learning pharmacy. My brother was a pharmacist. Okay, okay. Okay, got it. All right. We should cross check our answer. Spot the error. Pavan Kumar, you're asking how to attempt such questions. See, in spotting the error, no, you have to read it with a fault finding lens. That's why yesterday I gave you this tip that do not speed read your grammar questions. Okay, ऐसे जैसे गलतियां निकालता है कोई किसी की, तो जैसे तब आप पढ़ते हो, आपको वैसे पढ़ना है spot the error questions with that fault finding lens. Okay, and that's how you spot the errors. In such questions where you know the same sentence is written again and again, read it vertically. Spot the differences. So what is the difference? Here it says inside it. Okay, here it says pharmacy and was one. So again, first of all, yes, to be pharmacy is absolutely incorrect. So my focus here remains on the differences among the sentences. That's how I attempt these. Okay. All right then. Now quite a few rules coming your way through this question. Thank you so much, Vicky. Thank you. Yes, Sanil is saying referring to the team by its city uses the singular. In sports, no, Sanil. In sports, it doesn't take the singular. It's a sports convention. We say, for instance, India have won the match, right? So Royal Bengal Challengers, no, Royal, whichever the team is. I am very sports illiterate, so whichever team, they have won the match. We say that in sports, right? So even if, let's say, we are referring to the city, the name of the city figures in the name of the team. Whenever you name a team, you use the plural in sports. So India have won, Australia have won. That's how we put it. Okay, what was that? I didn't get you. Okay, B is the incorrect sentence. That's what some of you say. All right. A is the incorrect sentence. You have to find the incorrect sentence. Read the instructions carefully. C. All right. C. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. So some of you who have given the answer after some reflection are correct. The answer is C. Yes. The answer is C. Okay. So the coach together with his team was praised. It should be was only, because this is additional information. See, it lies between parenthetical commas. My subject is coach only. Coach is singular, so was praised. Okay, so just, for the same reason that this is correct, for the same reason this is incorrect. The king with all his sons, this is additional information, right? Parenthetical commas. So should I say the king were imprisoned? The king was imprisoned. So C is the answer. Now, this is a common subject-verb agreement rule. Some of you said B. It's a common subject-verb agreement rule. Many versus many a. Okay. So, many boys are tempted to sing. Many boys are tempted to sing. Okay. This is correct. Many is an adjective that we are using for boys. Boys is plural, so it should be are. But when we say many a boy, in terms of meaning, it's not different at all. Meaning absolutely same hai. Many boys or many a boy, dono ka meaning is same. Okay. However, the moment you say many a boy, it has implications for grammar. Many a boy is tempted to sing. Okay. So even though there is no difference in meaning, there is a difference in the grammatical structure. This is absolutely correct. No error here. So that's why it cannot be the answer. A is not the answer. C is the answer. Now let's talk about neither nor and either or. So quite a few rules we have learned through this example. Okay. With should be, yes, the part with is additional information. Yes, absolutely. ठीक है. Will I be VRC after attending? So, Invincible, in addition to attending my classes, you have to take mocks, you have to prepare on your own as well. You have to solve RC passages. And yes, if you do that, then 3 months, it's not, you're not short of time. That's what I can assure you. Okay. All right. So, the answer here is C, and D and E. Let's discuss that. Either or, neither nor. Now, uh, remember that while either and neither are pronouns, it has suddenly started raining at my place. Is it happening for you as well? Either or, neither nor, they are correlative conjunctions. Either or, neither or, ये क्या है? Correlative conjunctions. ठीक है? तो अब correlative conjunctions का rule क्या होता है? We have to look at the part that comes later on. Nor के बाद क्या आया और के बाद क्या आया, that decides what our verb should be. So after nor it's lawyers, so it should be were. After or it's I, so it should be am. ठीक है, इनका simple फंडा है. Okay. All right. Please don't lose hope about English at this stage, right? And I'm sure we've learned quite a few grammar rules. We've practiced enough vocabulary. कुछ तो आएगा उसमें से, okay? So don't lose hope at this stage, right? One of you asked me for direct indirect speech yesterday. So here's the question on direct indirect speech. Look at this and tell me which one would be the correct sentence for it in indirect speech. Yes. Many a boy, actually Sanil, it's a literary usage. Literary means something that you'll find in novels. Okay, so and it's also formal in nature. In our daily conversations we don't talk like this. Many a boy is tempted to sing, many a boy wants to learn. It's very literary. You'll find it in novels and it's very formal at the same time. That's why you've not heard it. Okay, however, many a boy just say I don't know, it's a very colloquial usage, but I have seen my parents talking like this. इस समय बहुत ग्राहक आता है दुकान पर, right? बहुत ग्राहक आता है. They talk like this. So although they want to say that a lot of customers come, they should talk in plural, but then they say बहुत ग्राहक आता है. So it's very similar. I always associate it with that. Many a boy. Okay, that is that kind of a usage. So it's just my association, and you've not heard it. That's why probably you're not convinced, which I get. Okay. Okay, B, D, all right. This is the second last question for the day. Okay, followed by one very tiny question on voice. So he said that, see, yes will not be repeated. Okay, he is just affirming something. So yes won't be repeated in the indirect speech. I will, he's saying I will, right? Will changes to would. That's the very first thing that you should have noticed. Will changes to would. So just D and E are left. So he said that he would come and see me. He said that he would come and see me. D is the answer here. He would have come and seen me means it's a hypothetical scenario. He actually didn't come. He actually does not plan to come. He's just giving a hypothetical scenario. If I had been in Delhi at that time, I would have come to see you. Right? So this makes it a hypothetical scenario. But he actually intends to come and see her. So D then. Right. So will plus verb in indirect speech changes to would plus verb. That's the difference. For detailed rules, so there are detailed direct indirect speech rules. It's not a very important topic in MHCK. That's why I hadn't covered it with you. But in case you are interested, then you'll on the BYJU'S website you will find direct indirect speech rules, right, in detail. Okay, voice. The last question for the day. Let me see what you say. Yes. last question for the day. We will do many more such rules in our part 2 and part 3. This is active passive voice. Come on, tell me. Enthusiastic responses, everyone. Last question. Yes, shall changes to should. He said he will meet and talk. No, no. He said that he would meet and talk. He said that he would meet and talk. Will changes to would. Okay. You say E. All right. He is doing his job well. Is doing. Ing is there. So that ing should be retained even in the passive voice. Even in the passive voice, it should be retained. This does not retain it. Okay. He has been doing. This is still the active voice. इसमें तो he है subject. ये तो active ही रही. Passive हुई नहीं. Right. This has the passive structure. This has the passive structure and it retains the ing. It retains the ing. Important. So it's either B or D. How can E be the answer? E में तो tense ही change कर दिया उसने, was कर दिया. How can E be the answer? हमें voice change करनी है, tense नहीं change करना. So B versus D. His job is being done well. Is being done well. Well done is an adjective. Okay, a well done job. I am just saying he's doing it well. It is being done well. So B Bangalore is the answer here. Okay. B Bangalore, no E, no, it's not E, it's B. I think you can read the rules. You can read the rules related to voice and it will be crystal clear to you then. Okay. They are again available on BYJU'S website. Okay. So this is the rule here that I have applied. Continuous form changes to this. Is MR plus being plus the third form of the verb. Being done well. I replied to this invincible. Where were you when I replied? I told you that you need to take mocks also and you need to prepare on your own also in addition to attending my sessions. Okay. So great session today and I wish you all the very best. Okay. Now we are in the last stages of our MHCT preparation. So all the very best. Okay. Stay calm in these last few days. You have prepared well. Have faith in your preparation. Have a strategy in place and go with a cool mind. And yes, you will do well. I assure you that. Okay. All the very best. Welcome, Sanil. Thank you so much. That is the effort actually. You know, grammar is for life. Grammar actually improves your conversations and your confidence like anything. Okay. Welcome. Change the voice question. I gave you the instruction, na Sadashiv? I gave you the instruction here that change the voice of the given sentence. Right? So the instruction will tell you. Welcome all of you. Bye. Don't be afraid at this stage. Okay. You also have a good time. This is a comprehensive CAT program. Do take the All India CAT mock. We can stay connected via Telegram and these are our social media handles. Thank you so much for attending. I'll see you at 3 p.m. today in case you are interested in attending a CAT 2019 solution session. And otherwise, I'll see you on Tuesday at 12. Okay. Bye. Welcome.